All right, guys. So in this lesson, we're talking about consumers and safety, and really a lot of the debates that consumers have regarding their safety with what is put into their food and how their food is processed. So, like most controversies, those in food production have pros and cons. Increased production and more nutrient-rich foods coming out of America's farms, they're helping feed the world, and they help keep costs down. But many are concerned over the chemicals in everyday foods and how that cannot be good for our bodies. So, some debates over dairy. One huge argument is over RBST, which is human-made or synthetic growth hormone that we give to cattle in the dairy industry. Some. A hormone that stimulates the milk production in cattle, so it makes them produce more milk for the demand. FDA approved this hormone for use in 1993, so they said it was safe. Three major concerns emerged. First was the health of the cows. Among the side effects, they could have mastitis as well as other health problems. Other nations, including the European Union, banned the use of these hormones out of concern for health of the animals. Other concerns were about people drinking cow's milk. Was there an increased risk of cancer? Also, caused many consumers to be concerned about the use of RBST. According to many studies, there's no link between consumption of milk from cows given RBST and cancer. However, many maintain this fear and rather not take the chance because they're hormones. They just hear hormones and they get scared. This led to labeling milk. So you may see it says no RBST or hormone-free or without growth hormones. And they may charge a little bit more for it, which is crazy because it's cheaper to produce than using that hormone. So today, the dairy industry is split over this issue. Those who still use the hormone point to the lack of, there's not really evidence proving that it's any bad for us. Others say that they don't want to wait for a potential problem. They're just stopping it. So consumer mistrust of developments in ag is shaping the industry. So more farms are not using it and hoping consumers will pay a little more for their peace of mind. So even though there's nothing proven, consumers being scared of chemicals and hormones, they have kind of transformed that dairy industry to quit using that hormone. And then we've got the organic food topic. So organic means relating to living creatures. It's taken on a different meaning in the food industry. The idea is to grow crops or raise livestock using only natural elements. So they don't use anything human-made, like RBST, pesticides, or inorganic fertilizers like Roundup, or that's not a fertilizer, but like Miracle-Gro. But while one farm might be using organic processes, the wind inevitably picks up pesticides sprayed next door on the crop. This is why FDA acknowledges that there's no way to make sure that it's truly organic and it never came in contact with the chemical. So you could be buying extra for organic food and it's not truly organic. So the standards that organic farmers make every effort to minimize this contact. So critics of the industry point out that without concrete standards, it's hard to draw the line between what's organic and what is not. So if a small organic farm is surrounded by farms that use non-organic methods, that farm's exposed to those chemicals because they're in the air, soil, and water. So it may benefit from the pesticides and fertilizers that neighboring farms use without absorbing the cost. So they may still have the chemicals. So it makes it hard for consumers who accept that they will pay more for organic products to know that they are getting. And a lot of people don't know this, so this is why it's important to educate those on agriculture and its processes. So the USDA has created different levels of labeling organic products. So you can see 100% organic means all ingredients used are organic, or just organic means 95% of the products meet the definition of organic. Products with some organic ingredients contain 70% or less. So other concerns about the production and processing of foods include danger posed to human health by food colorings or food irradiation, which is using radiation to kill microorganisms in food during processing. But one of the biggest debates, closely related concerns about what crops and livestock are exposed to is GMOs. That's the big topic that everybody loves to debate on. And most people that debate on it, they don't really know what a GMO is. So it falls into several categories, including long-term impact genetic changes it has in plants, that are in plants have on people, impact on the environment, and the dominance of commercial ag. So one of the most common uses is modification to make products more pest resistant. So that's just genetically altering the seed or the product. So genetically modified organism is what a GMO is. So these scientists, they go in and they find genes from another plant that was resistant to these aphids. So they're going to alter the genetic code of this plant to be resistant to aphids. So this modification is found in soybeans, corn, canola, and sugar. To date, it's still inconclusive on safety, but increasing consumer awareness and distrust in these processes. GMOs have been around since the 1990s. We don't really know the long-term consequences, though. So other critiques of GMOs are that they're harmful on the environment when it comes to pesticides. Plants engineered to be resistant to pests have successful in preventing crop loss due to these pests. However, they've not eliminated this problematic insect population entirely. It means those insects currently munching on genetically altered plants are not responding to this genetic modification. So the insects remain immune to the pesticide and pass this feature along to other generations, and then we have no way to control these insects, and there's no way to combat them. So management of GMOs has raised global concerns also, because altering genetics is expensive. Corporations who create this kind of biotechnology patent their results. So a patent is the exclusive right to market and benefit from an invention. That's what most people, if they have an invention, they're going to have a patent. Products with patents cannot be used without permission. So it's done over back to the inventors. However, the patent process was not really designed for biology, so there are some complications using it with GMOs. That's where you start getting into some big legal problems with those large agricultural companies. Selling farmers the seeds to grow genetically modified crops. And then farmers receive a percentage of their crop or seed, which was the basis of the next year's crop. GMOs force the farmers to buy new seeds every year, and this adds an expense. And then another critique of GMOs, of corporations claiming proprietary rights to any crop, including GMOs, is that nature is not controllable. Therefore, farmers who do not want to use GMOs are finding that successive generations of their crops are being crossbred with other local farms' GMOs because of pollination. So GMOs are spreading around, and there's no real control over it because they're already out there. So those are just some of the arguments over them. I'm not going to tell you who's right or who's wrong. I don't know that there is a right or a wrong. It's just where you stand on. So then you've got a question. So then we talk about biodiversity and that problem. So biodiversity is the range of organisms in an ecosystem. So they think that GMOs, if they dominate, we're going to eliminate our biodiversity, which is going to really be harmful on the environment because that's kind of how an environment thrives. So, and then it goes on to talk about cloning. And cloning meat and scientifically produced meat. A lot of people are scared of it.